in the world is human capital, which in most cases is rooted in networks or social capital. One of the greatest resources that any person can find anywhere in the world is human capital, which in most cases is rooted in networks or social capital. So check it out. Check it out. It's very important. How do you relate to people? The human the human capital that you have. How do you use that? I will tell you more about all that. My apologies for those of you on our YouTube channel as well. I think it's started, so just bear with me whilst we get that done. Wherever you are, don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yes, exactly at 10:53. Just bear with me so that I give you a link to the other YouTube channel as well, a new one that has started. So just bear with me whilst I do so. Yes, technology for you, at times it has happened there, but wherever you are still tuning to Starr Radio UK, and I am your one and only Archie. Okay, yeah, so I've made it interactive now, so you can hop on and get into it and share your take with us wherever you might be or find yourself this morning. Okay, whilst I do so, okay, just bear with me whilst I correct all that. Okay, so now let's move on straight to the weather front. Let me tell you what is happening on the weather front. Well, it looks like we are in for a scorcher, but how long will it last is the question. But I did say, was it yesterday whilst I was on air, I said make hay while the sun shines. And if it's a time for you to make hay, if there is any time that this statement has been true to itself, then it's this time. So make hay while the sun shines. Well, so for London and the southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you today and over the weekend. I'm going to make sure I capture all that. Then this afternoon we will continue dry and warm, and there will be a mixture of sunny spells and a few patches of light clouds in places, mostly light and variable winds expected as well. Now tonight we'll see any cloud diminish early, leaving mainly clear skies. Widespread low clouds and fog is expected to develop overnight under variable or light winds. And when it comes to the temperatures, temperature is going to be 23 degrees and low is going to be 10 degrees. Pollen level is going to be moderate, UV level is going to be high, and pollution is going to be low. Now sunset is going to be 20:39, and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be at 05:15 hours. When it comes to Saturday, well, another scorcher there, 23 degrees tops, the lowest 13 degrees. Sunday, a mixture of cloud and sunshine, 24 degrees tops, the lowest 14 degrees. Well, so, but we come to Monday and everything goes down the drain. So, wherever you are, make sure your dials are still logged on Starr Radio, okay? As and when we are going to. But I will say it once again, enjoy your day there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now we go straight on to the travel updates, as we will say here. Keep your eyes on the roads. Also keep you navigated. Our promise, our bond. The Starr Radio travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:56. That's 4 minutes to the top of the hour. So, on the underground this morning, those of you using that, there are minor delays due to shortage of trains. Then also on the other side, all the others are running a good service. London Overground, DLR are all running a good service. But when it comes to the London Tram Link, yeah, we still have no service between East Croydon and New Addington, Elmes End and Beckenham Junction due to a shortage of tram. Good service on all the other routes though, so please check before you leave. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, moving on straight to the rest of the travels for you on the major roads in London. Well, there are no exceptional delays on the major roads, and London Cable Car is running a good service. London River Bus also running a good service, and that brings us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. What have I got news for you? Of course I do. Well, so on the National Rail, but as we say all the time, keep your eyes on the roads, also keep it navigated. Now, Avanti West Coast, C2C, Chiltern Railways, Cross Country, East Midlands Railways, First Transparent Express, Great Western Railway, Greater Anglia, Island Line, London North Eastern Railway, Northern Rail, Scott have all got minor delays. Also, Southwestern Railway have also got special service. Now, Transport for Wales, South Eastern, and ScotRail are also experiencing minor delays. So please check before you embark on your journey. But that is why I will say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. Let's take a quick commercial, and once we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay tuned. And don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as we say on this platform, your weekend starts from where? Here.
Archie on Starr Radio. Nobody does it better.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's have a look at what is happening across the globe, and that is known as what? Global Trotting. So let's come with me, stay with me, and let's spend one more day with me here before the weekend lands, okay? But wherever you are, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. So. Okay, so these are what is happening from across the globe. First of all, Airtel Africa loses $1.7 billion to FX, the crisis in Nigeria and Malawi. And then Tinubu names Minister of State for Petroleum Resources as co-chairman NCDMB board. And then in other stories, House of Reps probes a procurement process of Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project. Well, what will come out of that? Let's see. If there are any discrepancies there, I hope that they will find out and then say it as well. Now, change of guard at First Bank. Hassan Odukale is out. Olufuwoshi steps in as chairman, and IMF urges CBN to adopt well-designed FedEx intervention framework. Now, Prince Harry and Meghan expected in Nigeria today, and Canada fines Binance $4.38 million for money laundering violations amid probe in Nigeria. Now, Defense Minister links proliferation of small arms to rise in oil theft, kidnapping in Niger Delta. 156 dead as Nigeria records 857 Lassa fever causes in 4 months. Wike versus Fubara. Rivers governor defends surprise visit to lawmakers' quarters. And then INEC, others adopt draft framework on inmates voting in Nigeria. There are some of the stories making the rounds. Court restrains Nigeria police from arresting wife of ex-MFM church member remanded in prison for alleged libel against. But we'll be looking into that as well. So wherever you are, don't tag the dial. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. In other stories making the rounds this morning as well. A flyer has come to the studio and I'm trying to get rid of it. Now, 4 TikTokers arrested after filming prank video outside the police station. The viral video of a daylight robbery at the Kilifi Administration Police Canteen in Kilifi was not real, but a prank by a group of youth creating it. Now, Chad's military ruler declared winner of presidential election as opposition disputes results. What were you expecting? What were you expecting? The results were contested by his main rival, Prime Minister Success Masra. And then in other stories, Kenya hosts South Sudan peace talks joined by African. And then Niger, Benin pipeline, diplomatic tensions threaten that as well. And Nigeria leaders demand justice over French colonial era in that part of the world. And plane skids off runway in Senegal, injuring 10 people. It's one of those stories making the rounds there as well. In other stories as well, in other part of Africa, Chad supporters of Mahamat Debi take to the street in celebration of electoral reforms. And then Prince Harry and Meghan in Nigeria for Invictus Games soldier meetings. Well, we're going to be telling you more about all that in the next moment. But this all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Moving on to some other stories making the rounds this morning. This time around, looking at some of the stories making the rounds in Ghana. Footballer and 4 others remanded over killing of 2 police officers at East Trasaco. Boy, is it another land dispute? Okay, you denting your legacy, hurting Baumia's chances. Kwesi Pratt wants Akufo-Addo. Okay. And then I will curse anyone who peddles lies about me. Hobson Adoye wants MPP. Well, we'll be telling you more about all that. As smacks of ethnic politics, Professor Mafu jabs on Damahini over Bawumia. We'll be telling you more about that. Do you think Bawumia will be, plays in the pole position to actually outwit the former president John Dramani Mahama, his main opponent in the coming elections in Ghana? Mahama dismayed at loss of $190 million due to PDS scandal, vows to prosecute corporates. 190 million due to PDS scandal. He says he's going to be prosecuting the corporates. Now, you want to know more? You got to stay with us. You don't have to go away. Exit of international coins from Ghana, not surprising. GNCCI CEO is saying. What more? Stay tuned and I'll bring you all that. Okay. In other stories making it around, a migrant smuggler in Europe has been found. One of the most wanted migrant smugglers has been found. Bazan Majid, aka Scorpion, is on the run after smuggling thousands of migrants into the UK. Well, we'll tell you more about that. And Netanyahu vows Hamas Rafah defeat despite US arms threat. And Zelensky fires head of bodyguard after failed plot. An Indian court grants bail to jailed opposition leaders, but a leader, will he be allowed out? A U.S. airman shot and killed by police in Florida. That is another one there. We'll be telling you more about all that in a moment. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. So the threat by Biden or the U.S. pertaining to Israel attacking or fighting Rafah, fighting in Rafah, or invading Rafah, has fallen on deaf ears. I think they didn't give a hoot about whatever the US want to do. So that seems to be what is going on. Now, Israel, please raid studio linked to Al Jazeera. Why? Okay. Now, in the UK as well, UK exit recession with fastest growth in 2 years. The economy grew by a stronger than expected 0.6% in the first 3 months of the year. And Starmer pledges anti-terror powers to tackle small boats. Now, ringleader to be sentenced for PC's murder. And then some other stories making the rounds this morning from the UK front as well. Once was prison still lacks security inspector. Security, that's what the inspectors are saying there. Lots more going to be coming your way this morning. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. I'll be bringing you more from that front in a moment. Let's enjoy this music, and it's our funk medley featuring Carl Clotte and all others. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you. Stay tuned, and don't you go away.
You make what to be I got this. Let's go. Let's get it. Can you clap with us? Come on, be a part of this recording. Let's go.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Come on, everybody.
listening to Star Radio Morning Show.
Okay, listen to Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Exactly at 50 minutes past the top of the hour, the Friday edition of the morning show. And I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. I hope I took you to church. But wherever you are listening to us from, share the link with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Okay, it's now time for us to go through all the details of the stories making the rounds this morning. So wherever you are, don't think of touching the dial. Star Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But we take a quick break and we come back and I bring you all that you need to know. Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in...
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Welcome back to the program. Star Radio UK, the station, Archie, your man. And now, let's look into the details of all the stories that is making the rounds this morning. Ones that we put across to you, kicking off from where? Nigeria. Kicking off from Nigeria this morning, as we normally will do. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Once again, Kwame, Eben, massive good morning to you as well. Okay, now Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has been pictured in Nigeria as they begin their 3-day visit following Harry's brief trip to the UK to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games. Now, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have started their 3-day visit to Nigeria. Harry and Meghan arrived in the West African country today on the invitation of the Chief of Defence Staff. Now, the couple have been pictured during a visit to children at Light Academy in Abuja, with pairs seen beaming and smiling. Now, Harry will later meet injured service members at a military hospital. They will also attend a training session for charity organizations Nigeria Unconquered, which collaborates the Invictus Games, as well as a reception where military families will be honored. Now, Megan is then due to co-host an event of women in leadership with Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the Director General of the World Trade Organization. It comes after Harry celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games at the St. Paul's Cathedral in London on Wednesday, the 8th of May. Harry was joined for the service of Thanksgiving by close relatives of his mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, but none of the royal family. The service is to recognize Paralympic style competition. The royal funded began as a new mile away. King Charles hosted the first Buckingham Palace garden party of the year. Well, their banter is something that we cannot talk much about, but that is what happened there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio. Charles and Harry did not meet during his UK visit due to the King's School program. The Duke's spokesman confirmed in a statement soon after he arrived in the UK. Harry also did not see his older brother William during his visit. Now, Meghan did not join Harry on his trip to the UK, but they are reported to have reunited at Heathrow Airport, and Meghan having landed on Thursday from Los Angeles following Prince Harry's appearance at the Invictus Games ceremony. Now, speaking on behalf of Betfair Bingo, body language expert Darren Stanton analyzed his appearance. Well, that was a good one there, and we hope that they enjoyed their visit to Nigeria. Okay, now we'll move on from there to have a look at some of the other stories making the rounds this morning. Now, Tinubu has named the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources as co-chairman of the NCDMB board. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Ekpo, as the co-chairman of the Governing Council of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. The appointment, in a release issued yesterday by the presidential spokesperson Ajuri Ngelale, is in line with President Tinubu's avowed commitment to establish a more efficient, targeted, and consistent approval process for unique oil and gas projects in the country. The move is also to further ensure effective oversight of the gas aspects of the nation's assets. According to the statement, the president remains committed to unlocking Nigeria's immense gas potential to stimulate industrial development, job creation, and sustainable economic growth. Also on Thursday, President Tinubu approved the appointment of Engineer Chukwemeka Woke, former chief of staff to the then Governor Wike, as the managing director stroke chief executive officer of the Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority. The president, in another release by his media advisor Ajuri Ngelale, expects the new chief executive officer of the Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority to discharge his duties with integrity and in conformity with the highest standards of transparency. The new appointee is also expected to work towards harnessing and developing the water resources potential of the area, as well as ensuring that authority is a channel for holistic and integrated industrial, agricultural, and community development. Woke is a seasoned engineer and politician. He has served as chairman of the Emohua local government area of Rivers State and was chief of staff, Government House, Port Harcourt for many years. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Airtel Africa has lost $1.7 billion to federal FedEx crisis in Nigeria and Malawi. Forex, let me put it that way. The financial setback in key markets including Nigeria, Malawi have resulted in Airtel Africa's loss of 1.7 billion for the year ending of March 31, 2024. The loss came despite a 20.9% growth in service revenues in constant currency. Now, Airtel in the financial statement released yesterday noted that it has witnessed a decline in the group revenue by 5.3% to $4.9 million and a 5.7% drop in EBITDA to $2.42 million. Now, these figures primarily reflected the severe impact of the Nigerian naira and Malawian kwacha's devaluation against the dollar. In the report, Airtel said the Nigerian naira devalued drastically from 461 to 1,303 per US dollar during the year, which deeply affected its financial outcomes. The devaluation led to a loss of $1.042 billion in reported revenue and $554 million decrease in EBITDA for the company. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, a banter for the between the government and one of the opposition leaders, that's the Labour leader, the Labour Party leader. So it's not Keir Starmer that I'm talking about. It's not him that I'm talking about, but I'm talking about Nigeria here. The House of Representatives has ordered an investigation into the procurement process that's OBI. Process and award of contract from the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. But a pan-Yoruba social political group, Afenifere, has advised the federal government to urgently retreat and review its move in continuing 700 kilometers Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. The decision of the House to launch the probe was sequel to adoption of a motion moved at the plenary by Honorable Dr. Austin Achado yesterday. Moving the motion, the lawmaker said, the Ministry of Works executed an engineering, procurement, construction and finance contract in favor of the High-Tech Construction Company Nigeria Limited for the delivery of the 700 kilometers Lagos Calabar Coastal Road and Railway project, estimated at the rate of 4.329 billion naira per kilometer. He said project is designed to use reinforced concrete technology for a carriageway with 59.7 meters to include 10 lanes, shoulders and rail, with additional design of service ducts, street lights, drainages and shore protection. Now, Chado noted that the project, with the prospect of providing easy access for movement of goods and services across the nation, has a financing structure as announced by the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, which requires the federal government to provide 15 to 30% co-financing. He noted that the private sector counterpart will provide the balance and to toll the road when completed for a minimum period of 15 years to ensure full recovery of all debt and equity applied for the delivery of the project. He, however, said procurement strategy adopted by the Ministry of Works for the award of the contract violated the Infrastructure Concession and Regulatory Commission Act 2005. Now, it said Section 4 of the Act outlined that all approved infrastructure projects and contracts for financing, construction, and maintenance must be advertised for open competitive public bid in at least 3 national dailies. He added, the Section 5 of the Act further clarifies that any direct negotiations with one or only one contractor could be allowed only after exhausting the provision of Section 4. The House therefore called Umahi, Minister of Finance, and the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice to ensure that all guarantees and credit enhancement instruments from the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road project were sent to the National Assembly for approval. It also resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the procurement process of the contract for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project and report to the House within 4 weeks. But Afenifere, in a statement by its Publicity Secretary Justice Foloyi, expressed displeasure as to why government seemed adamant over several calls by some Nigerians to re-examine the socio-economic and environmental impact assessment effects of the project on the grappling economy. Afenifere is saddened that despite numerous complaints and objections, the federal government has refused to listen and review the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal highway, but instead is rushing headlong into the project. The $13 billion Lagos project is not only environmentally and economically destructive, but irrationally replaces the 1,400 kilometers, 12 billion Lagos-Calabar railway project along East-West Road, adjudged to be the single most important economic and power infrastructural development project in southern Nigeria in over 100 years, commissioned by both the Jonathan 2014 and Buhari 2021 government. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project must be re-examined for not only breaching competitive tendering stipulation, but for also contravening the Environmental Impact Assessment Act, as stipulated in EIA Decree number 86 of 1992, which places the project type in Category 1 and affecting the natural in Category 1 and affecting the natural environment, making an ESIA report mandatory before commencement. The 2021 environmental assessment procedures and charges would have taken 6 months from May 29th, when the administration came to power, to secure a genuine approval report involving series of stakeholders meetings, multiple visits, and studies of the environment to be impacted by the highway. The project, in essence, will affect the natural fauna, the coastal mangrove swamps that serve as natural barriers against tidal waves. Now, how true is that? And if all these are supposed to have been ticked, these boxes are supposed to have been ticked and wasn't, was Peter Obi right in making that assessment? And we have a Afenifere, a socio-economic group, a Yoruba socio-economic group, saying that stop it. Now, what do you think about all that? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, the Defense Minister has linked proliferation of small arms to rise in oil theft, kidnapping in the Niger Delta. Mohammed Abuba, the Minister of Defense, has raised concerns about the role of arms proliferation in fueling criminal activities such as oil theft, illegal crude oil refining, and kidnapping in the Niger Delta region. In a statement issued by Henshaw Ogbubike, Director of Information and Public Relations, the minister's remarks were made during his keynote address at the 13th National Security Seminar 2024, organized by the Alumni Association of the National Defense College in Abuja. The seminar served as a crucial platform for discussing pressing national security issues and fostering collaboration among stakeholders to address them effectively. Nabadaru emphasized that the gravity of crude oil theft and illegal refining, labeling them as serious crimes against the nation's economy and its citizens. He asserted the government's unwavering stance against such criminal activities and stressed the need for decisive action. Well, under the theme curbing oil theft and illegal crude oil refining in Nigeria, the minister underscored the urgency of implementing comprehensive strategies to combat these nefarious activities and restore normalcy to affected communities, particularly in the Niger Delta. So, how easy is it for somebody who wants to go on a path of actually having his own oil refinery, setting up an oil refinery? How easy is it? Or is it very difficult to come by that? Well. Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:32. Okay, let's move on from there. A couple of stories and then we'll move on from there. Now, cybersecurity levy. Stop creating more taxes. Provide solution to end hunger. Primate Ayodele tells Tinubu. The leader of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, on Friday asked President Bola Tinubu to stop creating more taxes for Nigerians and provide solutions to end hunger in the country. Now, Primate Ayodele said that increasing value-added tax, stamp duty, and implementing the cybersecurity levy is not proper at a time Nigeria is still struggling with economic hardship that has made ordinary citizens wretched. Now, in a statement signed by his media aide, Osho Oluwatosin, he said he asked the government to review their policies and make them people friendly because there is so much hardship in the country, and what the government should focus on is ensuring that Nigerians see better days. He said increasing VAT stamp duty, implementing cybersecurity levy at this time is not proper. Nigerian may not understand all these views. These and government in power may not even understand too. But the fact remains that the government must review their policies very well. These policies will not only lead to more hardship for the people, the prices of cook commodities will skyrocket, and even the salary increase will still lead to more hardship if these policies continue. Primate Ayodele called on the CBN governor to scrutinize the policies that can create problems for the government in future and affect Nigerian banks. He stated that the current policies are too harsh and will affect everyone in the country. The CBN governor must look at these policies that will create problems for the future of the government. They must review them clinically, and all of these will affect banks if all these policies still continue. Nigerians will not find it easy, he said. But what do you think about that? Will it fall on deaf ears? He is a religious leader making that assertion. Somebody say, what do we give a monkeys about? What does he know? But maybe he's got a followership, and therefore maybe that is what he's doing. So wherever you are, don't you go away. One other story, and then we'll bring the update from Nigeria to a close, and then we can move on to others. Let me say good morning to Vicky Newton. Vicky, I hope you are doing very, very well. Nice to see you here. My regards to the family as well. Now, court restrains Nigeria police from arresting wife of ex-MFM church member of remanded in prison for alleged libel against church founder Olu Koya. Information reaching us says that at least 8 police officers from the Federal Criminal Investigation Department in Abuja stormed Sholabomi's house in the Magboro area of Ogun last Wednesday evening to arrest her. An Ogun State High Court sitting in Sagamu has restrained the Nigerian police from arresting, detaining, questioning, and prosecuting Sholabomi, the wife of Ayatunde Richards, a gospel singer and a former member of the Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministries, remanded in Ikoyi prison. Now, information reaching us said that the 8 police officers from the Federal Investigation Department in Abuja stormed Sholabomi's house in Magboro area of Ogun last Wednesday evening to arrest her. The police claimed that there was a petition against her but failed to show her the petition. This was confirmed by the family's lawyer, Mr. Adeshina Ogunlana, in a video he posted on Facebook last Wednesday titled "Latest on the Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministry versus the Ayotunde Richards family." He explained that the police obtained her statement without showing her the petition written against her by the MFM. According to the lawyer, the police personnel later decided not to arrest her because doing so would leave her 3 young children without any adult to care for them. However, in a document obtained by some news network or some journalists on Friday, the presiding judge, Justice Tajuddin A. Okunshukan, issued a restraining order following an ex parte application filed by Mr. Ogulana over the police request for her to report to their office in Abuja. Now, the first of the 4 respondents in the application, Dr. Daniel Kulawole Olukoya, General Overseer of the Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministry, Incorporated Trustees of the Mountain of Fires and Miracle Ministry, Superintendent of Police Suleiman, Federal Criminal Investigation Department, that is Federal CID, Abuja and Nigeria Police Force. The document reads in part, an order of interim injunction restraining the third and fourth respondent from arresting, detaining, questioning and prosecuting the applicant pending the service of the applicant processes application for the enforcement of her fundamental rights and the hearing of the same by the Honorable Court. And such further order others in such further or other others this Honorable Court may deem fit to make in the circumstances of this case. Upon reading the application and affidavits in the support of Shola Bomi, Richard, female Christian Nigerian citizen, housewife of number 14 Eagle Estate, Magala, Magboro, Ogun State, sworn to and filed at the High Court Registry, Sagumu, Ogun State on the 8th day of May 2024. So, well, they've said that. So, what exactly is going on? Who is this lady? I'll be telling you more about that, God willing, on Monday, because we'll do all the research. I'll get in touch with Mr. Laimi Koiki and all our Nigerian listeners, the reporters and the journalists in there to give us more details of that story. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:39. We're going to take a break, and once we come back, we continue with the show. We're going to be looking at what is happening in other parts of Africa as well. But stay tuned and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep. Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 16 minutes to the top of the hour. We continue to bring you everything that you need to know. For now, we move on to other parts of Africa to show you or tell you more about what is happening there. So wherever you are, don't even think of going away. Starr Radio UK. Well, one other story to end the updates from Nigeria with before we move on to Chad and other areas in Africa. Nigeria Senate has proposed death penalty for drug trafficking. It says Nigeria Senate on Thursday, May 9, proposed tougher penalties for drug trafficking, suggesting death penalty as a new maximum punishment. Now, this replaces life imprisonment, previously the hardest or the harshest penalty. Nigeria, with over 200 million people, has shifted from a transit point to a major producer, consumer, and distributor of illegal drugs. Now, opioids abuse, notably tramadol and codeine containing cough syrup, is widespread. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control banned codeine syrup in 2018. Now, while cannabis is locally grown, cocaine, methamphetamine, and other drugs are trafficked, exacerbating addiction. The proposal, stemming from a Senate report, aimed to deter traffickers with the threat of execution. However, some lawmakers are concerned about the death penalty, irreversible nature, and potential for wrongful convictions. The bill, previously passed by the House of Representatives without a death penalty provision, requires reconciliation between Senate and the House versions before reaching the President. But what do you think about it? Would that serve as a deterrent? Somebody say if it serves as a deterrent, then why not? Let us get on with it. Now, in other stories making the rounds here as well, in Chad, military ruler has been declared winner of the presidential election as opposition disputes results. What do you expect? I'll bring you that song. Use the ballot box by the Zongo Man. After that update, yes, after the update from Africa, I will make sure I'll bring you that song. I'm trying to line it up nicely, and then I'll bring that your way. But it's quite interesting when we tell our people use the ballot box. When they say anything, they say go and use the ballot box. If you have any issue, go to the courts. Meanwhile, we are controlling everything. Well, Chad's military leader Mahamat Tabiri Itno was declared the winner of this week's presidential election according to provisional results released yesterday. The results were contested by his main rival, Prime Minister Success Masura. The national agency that manages Chad's election released results on Monday, votes earlier than planned. The figures showed Tabiri Itno won with just over 61% of the vote, with a runner-up, Masra, falling far behind with over 18.5% of the vote. Now, gunfire erupted in the capital following the announcement. Preliminary results also is expected on May 21. Let me say good afternoon to John. John, I hope you are doing very, very well. Massive good morning to you. I will say in the morning. Okay, now child health, its longest delayed presidential election following 3 years of military rule. A vote that analysts widely expected the incumbent to win. Now, Debi Itno, also known as Mahamat Idris Debi, seized power after his father, who spent 3 decades in power, was killed fighting rebels in 2021. The oil exporting country of nearly 80 million people hasn't had a free and fair transfer of power since it became independent in 1960. After decades of French colonial rule. Now, hours ahead of Thursday's announcement, Masra published a speech on Facebook accusing the authorities of planning to manipulate the outcome. Did they? Have they? And what's the way forward? Can they go to what they call it, the courts to seek redress, or that is the end of the game for them? Listeners, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, first drops of Nigerian oil gushed out at Kraki in Benin 2 weeks ago. Now, Benin's President Patrice Talon now says Niger will not use its port to export the oil. In a statement on Wednesday, Talon said that Niger's logic was to blame. Benin is a member of the ECOWAS. The West African bloc threatened the Nigerian junta with a military operation following a coup last July. The operation eventually didn't happen. Hit by sanctions imposed by ECOWAS, Niger closed its borders with Benin. Now, Porto Novo progressively took a softer stance on its neighbor and opened its border. Now, Talon claims his country exports large quantities of staples to Niger, but because of the closed border on the Nigerian side, informal vendors profit when Beninese have to suffer a price increase. Now, Talon accused Nigerian authorities of rejecting formal cooperation. He said tied the opening of the port to the normalization of trade relations. The pipeline linking Kualele in Niger to the port of Seme in Benin will produce about 90,000 barrels per day, something that will transform Niger into a significant regional oil producer. Now, Niger currently pumps around 20,000 barrels per day of oil, most of it from China National Petroleum Corporation projects in the Agidem Rift Basin in the country's southeast. Now, it's quite interesting. I remember President Talon saying having a softer stance and so on. So, if you want us to have your oil, so use your port or sell oil and bring your oil to our ports so it can be transported, your crude oil, so that it can be transported from there, so that you can use, because Niger is a landlocked country. Now, what are you thinking? That you have closed your borders so that trade that Beninese are also able to send across the trade, it's not going on, and there is all these middlemen doing all stuff there, illegal movement of goods and services there, and therefore causing prices to hike. Now, that is why he's saying that he's pulling the plug. But what do you think the Nigerians will do? The junta there, as they call them. Let's see. We're following it very, very closely. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Kenya is hosting South Sudan peace talks joined by African leaders. Now, high-level mediation talks for South Sudan will launch on Thursday in Kenya with African president's attendance calling for an end to the conflict that has crippled South Sudan's economy for years. Now, South Sudan President Salva Kiir, who attended a lunch, thanked his Kenyan counterpart William Ruto for hosting the talks and said that his government will negotiate in good faith and with an open mind. Kerr said he hoped opposition groups shares a similar conviction and desire for peace in South Sudan, which, when fully achieved, will bring everlasting stability and economic development in the region. The talks are between the government and the rebel opposition groups that were not part of the 2018 agreement that ended a 5-year civil war that left 400,000 people dead. Now we need to leave the mindset of conflict. We need to leave the mindset of conflict. We need to stop seeing ourselves as enemies. We are brothers and sisters. President Kerr, we are brothers and sisters, said Pagan Amum Okech, leader of the real SPLM group. Now, Ruto reiterated on Thursday the new inclusive and homegrown solutions to African issues. Now, President Salva Kiir walked into the room and he made a statement to my colleagues here and said, "Your Excellencies, I need your help." It was a very, very touching statement, Ruto added. Malawi's President Lazarus Chakwera, Zambia's Hakainde Hichilema, Namibia's Nangolo Mbumba, and Central African Republic's Faustin Achanga Todera also attended the meeting that took place after an African Union Agriculture Summit earlier in the day. So let's see what happens. Maybe this will bring about a change in the fortune of the country, because in unity there is always what? Strength. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. 6 minutes to the top of the hour. One other story that will bring those updates from from the African continent to a close, and then we'll move on. Now, a Boeing 737 plane carrying 85 people skidded off a runway at the airport in Dakar, Senegal's capital, injuring 10 people, according to a transport minister, and footage from a passenger that showed the aircraft on fire. Now, our plane just caught fire, wrote Malian musician Sheikh Siriman Sissoko in a post on his Facebook page. Showed passengers jumping down the emergency lights at night as flames engulfed one side of the aircraft. In the background, people can be heard screaming. Now, Transport Minister El Malik Njayi said the Air Senegal flight operated by Transair was headed to Bamako in neighboring Mali late Wednesday with 79 passengers, 2 pilots and 4 cabin crew. The injured were being treated at the hospital while the others were taken to a hotel to rest. No other details were immediately available. Boeing did not respond to requests for comment. The Aviation Safety Network, which tracks airline accidents, published photos of the damaged plane in a grassy field surrounded by fire suppressant foam on X. One engine appeared to have broken apart and a wing was also damaged, according to the photos. ASN is part of the Flight Safety Foundation, a non-profit group that aims to promote safe air travel and track accidents. But listeners, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, at 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Now you have to be careful you don't go play any prank or film any prank near a police station or a military base. A group of young people aiming for social media fame have been arrested after filming and publishing on TikTok a fake robbery outside a police station in Kilifi in Kenya. The 4, one of whom is 17 years old, made a video titled Wezimbele Ya Police Station, robbery outside a police station, and posted it on the popular video platform. However, police didn't take it lightly at all. The police confiscated the motorcycle used in the prank. In the video, a seemingly drunk man exits the administration police that's canteen and gets robbed by 2 others on a motorcycle. The 18-year-old cameraman was among those arrested. Now, police identified them through CCTV footage at the AP canteen. Now, Kalifi North Sap County Police Commander Kenneth Maynard confirmed the incident and assured the public of safety. He said investigations are ongoing and the suspects will face charges including cyber crimes. Oh boy. The viral video of a daylight robbery by the Kalifi Administration Police Canteen in Kalifi was not real, but a prank by a group of youth creating content for the TikTok account, he said, as quoted in several local media reports. The youth were arrested at their homes in Kalifi, where the oldest being 27 years old. Mr. Maynard said they were pursuing another suspect who was still at large. He said the youth revealed that they wanted to attract followers to their TikTok account. There were 5 youths and we managed to arrest 4 of them, and the other one have a crucial lead. We have a crucial lead that would lead us to arrest him. They said there, but you know, there are more important things. I know that insecurity. I mean, if you do something of that sort, it creates insecurity, and people are apprehensive and are sitting on edge every time and thinking that the police are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think that this one, they should come or go away with a slap on the wrist and a warning that subsequent ones will not be tolerated. But saying that they're going to prosecute them and all that, I think we've got bigger fish to fry, haven't we? Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. Now, moving on to Ghana as well. Now, coming away from Starr Radio UK. Now, in Kumasi, over 15,000 artisans at Swami Magazine are facing eviction. From who, by whom, and why? Are they illegally squatting? Or what? I'm going to be bringing you more on that. And Mahama is dismayed at loss of $190 million due to PDS scandal and vows to prosecute corporates. I bet you, and that is why they will also say, we are also vowing to do everything possible in our power to stop you from getting there. So let's kick off with the artisans. Now, over 15,000 artisans at the Swami Magazine Industrial Hub Zone 13 in the Ashanti region capital face eviction following a court order granted to a private developer to evict them for estate projects. The Zone 13 portion industrial hub has been bought by a private developer through the assistance of Land Commission and served them eviction notice. The land, according to the artisans, is covered by an executive instrument, EI 36. Hence, if they want to evict them from there, that instrument should be amended in Parliament. They say they are heading towards a crisis because they are evicted. When they are evicted, livelihoods will be affected. The artisans who have been occupying the land since 1989 say they have nowhere to go after the eviction. The chairman of the Zone 13, Eric Ahin, said the situation is a big blow to them. If not changed, he called on the government and Asantehene to intervene on their behalf. Now, some of the artisans who spoke to our news team threatened to vote against the New Patriotic Party in the December elections if the government fails to act on their behalf. It goes on further to say, we have been working on this government land for many years under the current MPP regime. The land has been sold to private individuals with the support of the Lands Commission. What is going on in this country under the MPP regime? Why are they selling every government property? About 15,000 people who will be affected by the eviction at least 95% of the men voted for the MPP. We shall see what will happen in the next election. Voting against the MPP will be a spontaneous assignment in Swami Magazine, he threatened. The protester accused the Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei Mensah of disappointing them after they reached out to him. Now, a spare parts dealer and MPP leading member Kwabena Nsechere, who stormed the area to calm things down, assured them of the intervention of the vice president. I'm equally a victim of the unfortunate eviction, not served to us, But because the case is in court, we have to respect the court. The Vice President will intervene to get this issue resolved for peace to resume in Zone 13. Let's not do anything that will destabilize peace in Magazine. He said they are trying their best to shore up their support, or galvanize their support there, not to lose the support that they have there so far. But listen, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK at 2 minutes past 12, the morning show. Let's finish this bit and I'll bring you that tune for the Chad election and it's not being pronounced winner of the election. In other stories making the rounds in Ghana as well, former President John Dramani Mahama has expressed dismay over the closure of Ghana's Millennium Challenge Compact by the United States. Mr. Mahama lamented the decision, highlighting the considerable efforts made by his administration to secure the compact. The National Democratic Congress flag bearer described the closure as disheartening, considering the substantial groundwork laid to ensure its realization. Confirming the closure, the Millennium Challenge Corporation informed some news network that there are no immediate plans to resume collaboration with Ghana. The compact has been entirely shut down. In March 2019, Ghana was poised to receive a critical funding amounting approximately 190 million aimed at bolstering the long-term sustainability of the infrastructure investment and facilitating the financial recovery of the energy sector. The funding was part of the second tranche of the MCC Power Compact. However, the disbursement of funds was halted due to complications arising from the failed 20 years concession agreement involving Ghana's Power Distribution Service, the PDS. The agreement was intended for PDS to assume the operation and management of the assets and staff of the Electricity Corporation Company of Ghana. The U.S. government suspended the transfer of funds, citing central role of private sector participation in the MCC Ghana Power Compact. In response to the development, Mr. Hama took to Facebook on Friday to criticize the Kufuor government. He attributed the collapse of the deal to alleged corrupt practices within the current administration. Mr. Mahama pledged that a future administration under his leadership following the 2024 elections will prioritize accountability. He vowed to conduct a thorough investigation into the PDS scandals to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. Additionally, he pledged to implement measures to enhance private sector efficiency in the electricity distribution, focusing on areas as focusing on just bear with me. Focusing on areas such as metering, revenue management, and fraud response. It is disheartening to learn that $190 million we negotiated for private sector participation in electricity distribution and the U.S. Millennium Compact has been lost due to Nanado and Baumia's corrupt, Yenchendi, and chronistic governance practices. This is unacceptable. We deserve better as a people. He goes on further to say, as a gear up to assume the presidency in January 2025, thanks to your votes and endorsement in this year's election, I want to assure you that I will work hard, diligently to enhance private sector efficiency in the electricity distribution. Listeners, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final story, and then we'll move on from there and go to other places to look at the story. Now, 5 people, including a footballer, a gardener, and a public servant, have been remanded in police custody for allegedly shooting and killing 2 police officers at East Trasacco on May 2, 2024. Presenting the facts of the case to the court on Wednesday, May 8, 2024, Chief Inspector Margaret Ofori-Buedi of the Legal and Prosecution Unit at CID headquarters told the court that the accused persons, along with other at large, conspired to shoot and kill the 2 police officers. She named the suspect as Mohammed Al-Hassan Damba, a public servant, Chinko Abdullah Al-Hassan, a foreman and Arabic translator of Haxka Block Factory at East Trasacco, Alex Apple, a gardener Bright Nana Kwame Owusu, also a worker at Haksa Block Factory, and Ganu Idrisu, a footballer. Now, she explained that on May 2, at about 6:30 p.m., the accused persons conspired with others and killed the two off-duty police officers, Lieutenant Colonel Tasija Ngapun Isaac and Constable Benjamin Tindum, who were seated in front of their private residence near Haksa Block Factory at East Rasako, East Legon, Accra. She urged the court to remand them as investigations were ongoing. Now, counsel for the accused persons, Nelson Bole Adedawonu, requested the court to grant bail, arguing that the fact did not support the charges, especially since the first accused person was not even within the court's jurisdiction when the alleged crime occurred. He also informed the trial magistrate, Prince Osei Owusu, that the police had arrested the wrong people who had no knowledge of the crime at East Rasako. Now, after hearing both parties, the trial magistrate remanded the accused persons into police custody, stating that he could not grant bail due to jurisdictional constraints. He advised the counsel for the accused to seek bail at the appropriate forum, adjourned the case to May 20, 2024. Listeners, this is Starr Radio, okay? Now I'm going to take a music break, and once we come back, we'll look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Yes, and then come to the UK. And if, as I did say, if by we hope to get information from our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, but if we don't, then we will be bowing our heads at our bringing down the curtains exactly at 12:30. Okay, so stay tuned, don't you go away.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. One man, one vote. It is your right. If you have a vote, you've got power. So every man have a vote. Every woman have a vote. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. The ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose.
This is Starr Radio UK.
box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Register to vote so that you can vote. Vote! Vote for no wolves to care for sheep. Vote! Vote for people who care for you. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Register to vote so that you can vote. Vote! Vote for no wolves to care for sheep. Vote! Vote for people who care for you. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Use the ballot box. Use the ballot box. Use your vote. Go to the polling station and give them a bloody nose. Go to the polling station.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Okay, welcome back to the last range of the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, exactly at 16 minutes past the top of the hour. As I did say earlier on, we're still monitoring if our money man will join in. If he does, and then we'll be bringing you the money hour. However, if not, then we will bring the curtain down exactly at 12:30. But wherever you are or wherever you're listening to us from, just stay glued to your set. And you know what? You can still do us a favor. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Starr Radio UK. Now, okay, so in other stories making the rounds this morning, as we've gone through the day so far. Interesting. A prank by the what do you call him? The Ashanti Hene. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. The war in Ukraine seems to be going on, but let me tell you more about what is happening. Now, Ukraine says it has repelled the Russian armored attack in the northeastern Kharkiv region after Moscow forces launched an incursion across the border and sought to break through defensive lines. Now, Kharkiv regional head Ola Shinhobov said Russian reconnaissance groups have tried to penetrate the border, adding that not a single meter has been lost. Now, the local head in Vovshansk said the town had come under heavy attack from the early hours of Friday and civilians were being evacuated. Russian forces are said to be preparing a summer offensive in Ukraine in the coming weeks, possibly even seeking to capture the regional capital Kharkiv. But Ukrainian military figures are adamant that Russia does not have the resources to do so. Now, Russian border actions were predictable, said the head of Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation, Andriy Kovalenko. Now, Russia had the resources to aggravate the situation in border areas, but not the ability to capture Ukraine's second city, he said. Ukraine's defense ministry said Russian airstrikes have struck Vovshansk using guided area bombs with the support of artillery there as well. In the quote, he said, at approximately 05 hours, there was an attempt by the enemy to break through our defensive line under the cover of armored vehicles. As of now, these attacks have been repulsed. Fighting of varying intensifying continues, the ministry has said. Now, I've been asking the question, to what end? And how many lives had to be lost before we call a truce? And who are fanning the flame of war? Because one of my colleagues like saying, it said war is business, and as the war goes on, as they throw the bombs and all those things, oh boy, that is money going to the pockets of people. Okay, so what do you think about all that? Lots more going to be coming your way from there. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories making the rounds in Ukraine still, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the head of his personal protection unit after two of its top officials were detained over an alleged assassination plot. Nasei Road has led the president's security details since 2019. No reason was given for his dismissal, which was announced in a brief presidential decree. However, the State Guard administration is critically for the safety not only of the president but other key figures in Ukraine and their families. The two colonels in the State Guard who were detained on Tuesday were suspected of belonging to a network of agents run by Russia's FSB security services. Mr. Zelensky has spoken of a repeated Russian plot to assassinate him, but the latest revelation involved his own entourage and also targeted military intelligence chief Kirilo Budanov and the head of the SBU State Security Service, Vasyl Malyuk. Now, Mr. Malyuk said this week that the plot was due to culminate with a gift to Putin before his fifth term as president was inaugurated on Tuesday. Individuals close to President Zelensky's bodyguard were meant to kidnap and kill him, while Mr. Budanov would have been attacked with rockets, drones, and anti-tank grenades, the SBU has said. There was no suggestion that Say Road 47 had any link to the allegations, although one of his two colonels in detention, Andriy Hawk, was seen as personal friend. Ukrainian reports said they had studied together in the Border Troops Academy many years ago. So association has ended his job for him. But do you think that can bring about anything at all? And does that actually not make enemies for the president, that is Zelensky, at all? What do you think about that? Listen, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, the war on Gaza continues. Now, Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed Israel can stand alone after the U.S. warned arms shipment could be stopped if he orders a full-scale invasion of Rafah in Gaza. Now, thousands of people have already fled the southern city after Israeli military began what is called a limited operation on Monday. U.S. President Joe Biden has reportedly warned against the operation, saying that it will cross a red line. However, Okay. As I said, we'll bring the program to a close at 12:30. The money man can't make it this afternoon because he's caught up in some serious business that he needs to see to. And as we say all the time, if there are any issues pertaining to your accounts or anything of the sort, our money man, Mr. Tabiri, CEO of GI Accountancy Services, is your man to go to, and he will resolve them all for you. Okay, so trying to capture some of the rest of the stories before we bring the program to a close. Now, Mr. Netanyahu dismissed the U.S. warning, saying Israel will fight on. Now, if we need to, we will stand alone. I have said that if necessary, we will fight with our fingernails, the Prime Minister said. Mr. Netanyahu also invoked the war of 1948, where the newly formed state of Israel was attacked by a coalition of Arab states, to dismiss the U.S. warnings. In the War of Independence 76 years ago, we were the few against the many, he said. We did not have weapons. There was an arms embargo on Israel, but with great strength of spirit, heroism, and unity among us, we were victorious. Now, that's why Mr. Netanyahu's comment, his government has come under pressure after the U.S. suspended the delivery of 2,000 pounds, that's 907 kilogram bombs, and 500 pounds bombs over fears that they could cause civilian deaths in Rafah. Mr. Biden went further still in an interview with the CNN Wednesday, saying that if the attack went ahead, he would further suspend supplies of artillery, shells, and other weapons. Now, Yoav Gallant, Mr. Netanyahu's defense minister, dismissed the U.S. warning, saying Israel's enemies, as well as best of friends, enemies as well as best of friends, should understand that his country cannot be subdued. Now, we will stand strong. We will achieve our goals, he added. The comments came hours after the UN said more than 80,000 people had fled Rafah since Monday, made constant bombardment as Israel tanks mass close to built-up areas. The UN also warned that food and fuel were running out for the more than 1 million still sheltering in the city because it was not receiving aid through nearby crossings. Now, Israeli troops took control and closed the Rafah crossing with Egypt at the start of their operation, while the UN said it was too dangerous for its staff and lorries to reach the reopened Karim Shalom crossing with Israel. Now, Israeli forces said they were conducting targeted raids against Hamas elements remaining in the city. However, the Israeli government has refused to rule out a full-scale invasion, leading to Mr. Biden's warning he will not supply it with the munitions to do so. But what they're saying, if you don't supply us, we will still, even if we have to use our fingernails to do it, that is exactly what we're going to be doing. But what do you think about all that? This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, getting close to the end of the program. Now, stop the boats. Yes, I'm sitting in a shopping mall in Iraq, face to face with one of Europe's most notorious people smugglers. His name is Bazan Majid, and he is wanted by police forces in several countries, including the UK. Over the course of their conversation, both here and the next day at his office, he says he does not know how many migrants he has transported across the English Channel. Now, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, I don't know. I didn't count. The meeting is a culmination of what seemed to like an impossible task a few months earlier. Now, together with Bob Rowie, a former soldier who works with refugees, set out to find and question the man known as Scorpion. Well, so Scorpion sitting in Baghdad and pulling the strings. And we have people crossing the channel, dying, and government at its wit's end when it comes to these crossings, illegal crossings. What do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 2 other stories, and then we bring the program to a close. Keir Starmer has announced plans to use counter-terror powers to smash people smuggling guns if he wins power. The Labour leader said he will establish a new border security command with specialist officers to tackle small boats crossing the channel. So Keir announces the plans in Dover alongside local MP Natalie Fick, who dramatically defected from the Conservatives to Labour on Wednesday. The Conservatives called the plans a rebrand of government schemes. Now, speaking ahead of Labour's policy launch in Dover, Miss Fick took a shot at her former boss, claiming nowhere is Rishi Sunak's lack of delivery clearer than on the issue of small boats. Her constituency is the arrival point for many people who make the dangerous journey across the English Channel. A fresh approach is needed, an approach that puts at its heart a commitment to the border security, she said there. So let's see what happens. Would that bring about a change in the crossing of the channel, and would that stop the small boats? Stronger than expected growth at the start of the year saw the UK emerge from recession. The economy grew by 0.6% between January and March, the fastest rate for 2 years, official figures showed. The UK fell into recession at the end of the last year after shrinking for 2-3 months period in a row. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said the economy had turned a corner, but Labour said this was no time for a victory lap. On Thursday, the governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, told reporters that the UK was seeing a recovery, although it was not a strong one. Interest rates are currently at their highest for 60 years, meaning people are paying more to borrow money for things such as mortgage and loans, but savers have also received better returns. Mortgage rates have been creeping up in recent weeks after forecasts for when the Bank of England will cut borrowing costs were pushed back. But this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, and we'll be bringing you more of all this when we come back, God willing, on Monday. But this is where I want to say thank you very much for that wonderful time with me, wherever you might be. It's been a pleasure always coming your way to share with you what is going on across the globe, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. And I say kudos to you all, and thank you. But as we are saying, it's all scorching hot here in the UK, and I say it as it's said, make hay while the sun shines, because come Monday and the rains come. But we know the other parts of the UK will be experiencing some rainfalls during the course of today and other days. But hey, wherever you are, thank you. Let's share. Let's have this. They take this commercial break, and then after that, I'll bring the program to a close with a lovely music that I'm going to line up for you. Thank you very much, and God bless you. It's been me, your one and only Archie, saying have a lovely weekend, and see you all on Monday, God willing. Bye for now.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
all around the world.
Only the best music.
From a little cottage in a green, I realize that love you steal. Listen, man. Brothers getting jail, some sniffing cocaine, some getting high, licking some medium pie, some get high, eating sesame again. Go down to the west end, where sunset are the reeds of faith. From my little cottage in a green, I wrote a song for you. From my little cottage in a green, I realize that love is deep. Oh yes.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Gentlemen, you're listening to Chin Chin Band and you're live inside One Lounge. Today be Friday, so make sure you have fun with us.
Yeah, man.
And if you have any